It was my absolute pleasure to work with Ruhan this summer. He has two defining qualities that I think are really going to help him get far in life. One is his creativity. He really acted like a sponge this summer and was soaking up ideas from not only the instructors but also other students and their projects. And he integrated them very well into his final project. The second one is his attention to detail. Not 2 hours ago, I caught him trying to paint his project when we very clearly said there was a design freeze. But he absolutely wanted to make it as perfect as it could be, and I think that's really going to help him later on in life. So without further ado, as he pulls up his website for his demonstration, please give it up for Ruhan.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruhan, and I'm a rising sophomore in Edinburgh Valley High School. And before I get started, I'd like to ask you guys a question. How many people in this room own a pet? Around 7 out of 10 Americans own a pet. And every pet owner knows that it is very stressful. The most stressful part about of a vacation is leaving your pet alone. This is my project, it's Smart Feeder, and it takes care of one of the biggest problems about leaving your pet alone, which is, of course, feeding. The Smart Feeder has two different modes, a manual feed and an automatic feed. The automatic feed feeds twice every 24 hours at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then the manual feed, which I have on my website. Which all I do is press the button, and it's not one second, I have both the video. This is the manual mode, and whenever it's pressed, it opens the servo twice, which for my dog is the amount of serving size that we usually give her for food. And the manual mode is when, if you feel like your pet needs more food after a long exercise, or when the automatic feeding went off and there's no food inside, you can use the manual feed. And for one of my modifications, I made a weight sensor, so every single time my dog is eating, it will play a sound, which is also shown in the video. challenge I had making my project is when I had to switch my microcontroller from the Arduino Uno to ESP32. Because the ESP32 comes with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities, though it was able to connect to my Adafruit dashboard, the biggest problem was the code. I had to include, I first had to include the library itself, and then I had to change up the code. I had to also give my Wi-Fi information and my Adafruit information to library. Some future modifications I plan to make would probably be expanding my Adafruit dashboard to an actual website, along with having more stuff on it. Like every time my weight sensor would be pushed, it'll also give me a notification and tell me when my dog actually ate instead of when the food was just dispensed. Another modification I plan to do is when the weight sensor is played, instead of a buzzing sound, it'd be Who Let the Dogs Out by the Bahamas. I have the SD card and everything. All I have to do is figure out the code, how to code it, and it'll be done. The biggest takeaways I got from BlueStem is, so I learned a lot of things from BlueStem that I plan to take with me, such as soldering, how microcontrollers work, how to wire, 3D printing, a whole bunch of things. But overall, I learned how to I developed my independent problem solving skills. And with that, is there any questions?
Have you tested this with your dog?
No, not yet, because we weren't able to bring the projects back home, but I did test it with something similar to my Adafruit. Go ahead.
So in the event of a failure, like for example, it's not able to work or anything, is there a back burner so you don't starve your dog on vacation?
The manual feed has worked on multiple occasions, so I don't.
Like the manual feeder stops, like manual feeder is based on the weight sensor, right?
No, it's not. The weight sensor just tells me when my dog is sick.
So is there any like way like the manual like method of dismantling food would fail by any chance, or like it's like
The only way it would fail is if it's not plugged in, or if there's a wiring issue, or if the battery's not on.
so if there's a wiring issue then like is there a fail safe or anything, like you don't want to starve your dog with that kind of phone, how would you fix it? Or is there a way that it would prevent that?
So basically what you're saying is like, if there's a fail safe or a fail safe.
Yes. It's your pet, you know, you want to make sure
Yeah.
that
Call someone to come to my house. Worst case scenario, you can ask for like a friend to come over and find out. Alright.
Is there like a minimum and like maximum weight, like which your weight sensor can like hold?
I tested with rocks, so I think it's pretty solid. Alright, Alicia?
How does your pressure sensor work? How did you build it?
I used tinfoil, wires, and like the Arduino. So basically, whenever when the wires complete the full loop, because there's tinfoil acting as like a conductor to pass through to the other piece of tinfoil whenever they touch, it'll make a beeping sound that goes plugged in. But my computer's not working right now, so because like there's two wires like taped on to both sides of the tinfoil, so anytime they touch, they complete the loop.
So the weight sensor is when the pet comes on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if the pet hasn't eaten from the previous feed? Are you detecting that and not pouring more food so it's cold for them?
No, it doesn't like stop the feeding, but it just like lets me know when my pet actually starts to eat rather than like when the food is just dispensed. Right now it just tells me when the food is dispensed.
So did you test with that like anything to test like if the food would come down without getting stuck anywhere?
Yeah, I tested with rocks.
You test with a kibble?
No, I didn't.
You should probably test with kibble.
I don't know.
How exactly did you measure how much food will come out from the student?
I did mostly like a yes and tracking system based on like how the delay in the servo. There's like I coded it where there's a certain delay on how fast it opens, and as well as like how wide it opens, and through like guessing and checking, there eventually